Hello, everyone. The elevator music. Yeah. How is everyone doing? Who said hi first? Let me see. Um, J JVH, right place, wrong person. Amanda, Celine, Marco, Serendipity, Unicorn Pause, Consuelo, Mira C, San. How is everyone doing? I'm sorry. I was super late. It was because I was preparing today's topic, and for some reason, like, I'm going to talk about every single moment, well, not every single moment, but as many moments as I could find from different Twitter threads and Reddit threads and all of this, moments when BTS talked about the comeback and about their longevity as a group. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to gather what, like, I'm going to collect maybe like 10 moments. Guys, BTS has talked about their comeback so many times that I am like 30 minutes late. Like, I'm so, so sorry. um, I'm sorry. The Discord has produced some interesting conversations. I have not checked the Discord today, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone, for being late. BTS is so ready for BTS's comeback. Yes, and I really want to talk about it because I've seen um some comments by people who I believe are real armies, but I do feel like armies are excited about the comeback, but for some reason, some people believe that this is like the end of BTS because, being honest, the last comeback is going to happen for other groups. Um, I don't want to talk about those groups, but it looks like very like the end of the world for other fandoms, and maybe they're bringing that energy to BTS. When they're that when it comes to BTS, it's a complete opposite. Um, the end, yes, because some people believe, and not just K-pop fans, but also armies. Some armies genuinely believe that BTS is doing like their one last project, like their one last comeback. It's going to be like a big comeback and everything. But I feel like some people genuinely believe that it's one comeback, one tour, and then maybe they come back. They're not going to come back anymore. When BTS has said the complete opposite, and we have so much proof, and I don't have just 10 moments. I have so many moments, and I believe that at this point is kind of disrespectful to still think like that. And this is not from antis. This is from real armies that I consider real armies. Um, and it's a little disappointing, and at this point, it's frustrating because it brings an energy that I don't like at all, and I want to talk about that. People like to talk themselves into things. Yes, because I feel like people want to avoid disappointment. And in order to do that, I feel like some armies want to protect like their hearts maybe, and they don't want to get excited about the future of BTS. The real future of BTS. So they try to minimize everything. They try to say, okay, so I'm excited about the comeback, but let's enjoy it because this may be the last comeback. When they have said the complete opposite. And it's so frustrating because, like I said, these are from some people that I consider real armies. They are just scared, I believe. So many people are scared of this being the last thing. Maybe I saw some people saying, like, yeah, like they'll probably do like a big comeback and a tour and then like go and have families. And it's like, wow, like I just cannot believe that this is the way some armies think. And like I said, these are not necessarily K-pop multis or anything. These are real armies, people that I consider real armies. And I think that we need to listen to BTS. We are not listening to BTS. Why would this be the last comeback though? Because I see people saying that BTS are getting old. So they want to not even that they want to, but they will start families and get married. And when you start a family, of course, it's not going to be the same. And it's like there are so many problems with that mentality. There are so many problems with that mentality. Um, but yeah, let's talk about it. Armies are kind of paranoid, not gonna lie. Yes, armies are very paranoid, and I totally understand because, like I said, this does really seem like the end for other K-pop groups. I'm not going to say which K-pop groups, but a couple of K-pop groups really are like they are announcing comebacks, but it does seem like for many of them, it's like a goodbye. Um, However, that is not the case of BTS at all. BTS's story is completely different because BTS is a movement. And I hate to be kind of like, I don't know if corny about that, but it genuinely is. In the case of other groups, they are K pop groups. And BTS is not just a K pop group. Um, And they have spoken about this. They have spoken about their future, not their one last comeback, but about a real future. I'm talking decades of more music. And some people say you're ridiculous if you think they're going to be making music as BTS for decades to come. And it's like they've literally said it not one time, not two times, not three times, but multiple times. Yeah, so let's start. Before I talk about that, has everyone seen I cannot find it on the website, but I guess it's on YouTube. Jin Echo. They released the highlight medley, and it's just so exciting to me because I think I said this, and this is why it's so funny. I think I've said this already on one of the streams. Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but I said I don't think we're getting country music from BTS. Like even as solo artists, group BTS, I don't think we're ever going to get country music. And I explained like on one of the streams, this is mainly because around the world we don't listen, or at least in Latin America, I know for a fact we don't listen to country music. Country music is very much like in the United States. So I talked about how I was pretty sure that we were never going to get country music from a BTS member or from BTS. And Jin proved me wrong like once again. It seems like one of these songs is definitely going to be country music. And like my sister says, all of my predictions um, are completely wrong. Every time Bora says something, it isn't going to happen, it happens. Exactly. This is what it always happens. Bora's anti-prophet. Yes, because I was so sure of it. BTS spying on Brazilian magazine streams just to prove Bora wrong. They genuinely are doing this at this point. I don't know. I'm just so excited because all of this seems really, really cool. I'm going to try to find the country song. Do you remember which one it was, the country song? I was definitely expecting Don't Say You Love Me to be like this, like romantic. And also, we saw the pictures. Oh, we didn't see the pictures. I saw the pictures. And it is like a romantic music video. Rope It. Okay. Yes, because I saw the Brokeback Mountain memes. It's so funny. It's not romantic. Yes, I guess it's not romantic, but it is about like it's about love, or I guess heartbreak, the opposite of love. Let's see this one. Okay, it's giving me the same vibes from Happy. Um, I understand the genre. Not Brokeback Mountain. I saw so many memes. I saw so many memes. Don't Say You Love Me, I guess, a breakup song. Yes, it does seem like a breakup song. I'm so excited about this one as well because it's definitely like an upbeat rock kind of vibe. What memes? So many memes because people say that Rope It is basically like the soundtrack for Brokeback Mountain because it's country and I don't know. It's this one. This one is the country song. This is crazy. I really was not expecting. I really was not expecting country music. This is such a surprise. This is like genuinely country music. Country rock. It does seem like it. Fun. It sounds fun. And like I said, I don't know anything about country music. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm from Latin America. We don't listen to country music. The only country music that I listen to is not even like real country music, I guess. It's like references from, I don't know, like Hannah Montana or something. Like, I genuinely don't listen to country music. Like a rodeo theme song. Yes. Watch out, Beyonce. Jing is coming for you. You hate country music. Honestly, I'm going to give it a chance because, like I said, I don't really listen to country music. What I like about this one is that it does seem like a slow song, but it still has some EDM there. Very, very subtle. Yeah, that is the song that doesn't have a translation yet, so we'll see the official translation, I guess, when the album comes out. And then background. This guys, this is 70s rock. This is definitely what you were saying the other um on one of the past live streams. This is like all rock music. Very, very excited for background. And then the other song with no translation. This is interesting. I don't know why it gives me BTS vibes for some reason. It sounds like a BTS song. Um, am I the only one? It sounds like a BTS song, like a BTS group song. Apparently, all songs are rock. Even the country one is country rock. I love that. I'm excited. Yet to come. Yes, it kind of sounds like Yet to Come, like a song by BTS as a group. So excited. Bora's favorite genre. Yes, rock and metal are my favorite genres ever. My favorite genres ever. Oops. The posters are giving me the most beautiful moment in life. I see that. The translations are with the clouds and to me today. Are those the official translations? Because I've seen translations from fans. Um, but Are those the names that are going to appear on on streaming platforms for us, I guess, on Spotify? It says it on Spotify. Okay, so those are then the original, the official translations for the name of the songs. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just so excited for the comeback, for Jin's comeback. I can't believe that Jin is having a comeback. I really thought that it was going to be happy and that's it. So he's been working so hard. So I'm so excited. Did you see the side by side poster and the most beautiful moment in life pictures? I haven't. I've seen the posters, or the poster, I guess. I saw a picture. I saw a picture of Jin with a girl, and that is like, I guess, the poster for the music video. Um, and I thought it was going to be here. I wanted to see it here on the website, but I don't see it. I only see the concept photos, but I don't see the Jin. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it. It's on Instagram. Yes, I saw it there and on waivers, but I don't have access to those here. So it's not on the website. Two posters? Yes, I believe it was two posters. Let me see if I can find it. Jin poster. Mm, let's see. Don't say you love me. Okay, I found it. Found it. Okay, so these are the posters. Wait, it's got here. Oh, come on. No me... I can only find it from here. So I saw this poster. It looks pretty cool. He's a movie star. It does look like a movie. It looks like an actual movie. It doesn't look like a music video. The girl in the poster is me. Come on. So this is one poster, one of the one I saw. Another one, I guess it's this one. Why is it so small? But yeah, it is this one. I also saw this one. Don't say you love me. It does seem like this is going to be a music video with a lot of acting, which I love because I love Happy, but Jin is an amazing actor and he didn't act a lot on the music videos for Happy. I mean, he did act in um Not I'll Be There, the other Running Wild. He did act a little in Running Wild with the dog and everything, but this seems like it's going to be like acting. K drama vibe. It does seem like it. Yeah, so I'm excited. Okay. Oh, I also saw. Do you guys see that? Which actor, famous American actor, is going to be on Ransok Jin? That was so out of nowhere. I thought it was the typical joke. Tom Cruise. Okay. When I saw it, I thought it was a joke because armies always joke about this. So I was like, I'm not getting pranked again. Like I'm not falling for this. Um, I genuinely thought that it was a joke because armies always do that. Like this person is going to appear in the music video, so armies do this, so people are curious and watch the music videos. So I genuinely thought that it was a joke, and I completely ignored it. I was like, "This is a joke. I'm going to move on." And I kept seeing it, and I was like, "Is this for real?" And it is real. I can't believe that Tom Cruise is going to be on Run Suk Jin. It's just so random. Same. I thought it was a joke, but then my whole timeline was about this. I'm so curious on how they're going to do it. I am curious as well because Ran Suk Jin, will they have like a whole episode with Tom Cruise? How are they going to communicate, and which kind of are there going to be games? I'm just so curious. Like I'm so excited. I do wonder what they're gonna do. Extreme stunts? That would be crazy. If it's not called Mission Jim Possible, we riot. That would be a good title. Is Tom up for random games? That's what I'm saying because Ran Sok Jin is about random games. So I don't think it's going to be like a boring interview. It has to be something fun. And this is Jin. This is Jin. He's going to do something fun. He's still gonna cheat. Of course he is. He doesn't speak Korean as far as I know. Yeah, so I'm guessing more games, maybe like with the body. Like you don't have to communicate a lot with words. That's what I'm guessing. They're gonna jump off a helicopter. I mean, at this point, I don't even know what they're going to do. Guys, do you think that now that Tom Cruise is going to be in an episode of Run Suk Jin, do you think that for Run BTS, um, we're going to get like crazy, crazy guests, like actors and stuff like that? I'm just wondering because maybe BTS says no. Actually, Run BTS is just for us. But who knows? I mean, especially on Rang Suk Jin, he had so many famous people as guests, and some of these people I don't know, but it's fun to have other people on Rang Suk Jin. So maybe on Run BTS, I don't know. Like I said, Run BTS is also very personal to BTS. Um, they've had guests in the past, yes, but they are all Korean. I'm I'm not trying like you know what I'm trying to say. Like I'm thinking of someone like Tom Cruise, like worldwide famous. Because I believe, for example, BTS invited those gamers, and I know they are very popular, but I don't know them. And this is because I don't know anything about video games. So I like it just the guys mostly. Yes, it's totally fine. It's just a question. Like I'm wondering if Run BTS may have worldwide guests in the future. Maybe they won't, because it's more like a BTS thing. It's like a personal thing for to them. So yeah, I will see. I think that maybe cameos on the stage shows though. That is interesting. John Cena. Oh my god, guys, John Cena on Run BTS, please. Chris Martin. Chris Martin will definitely be part of Run BTS. Um, but yeah, like I said, if BTS doesn't want to, like, it's totally fine. To me, it changes nothing. It was just a curiosity that I had. Okay, so let's start with what I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I saw more than one person who is what I consider a real army. So we're not talking about people who believe that BTS didn't pave the way or anything like that. Like these are real armies, in my opinion. Um, and they are talking about BTS's comeback. And what I'm seeing is a point of view about BTS's comeback that I don't I don't consider at all. Like I don't think from all that I've seen about BTS talking about their comeback and about their future, I don't see the future that these people are describing as BTS's actual future. Because number one, whatever BTS says, they always end up doing it. If they are not sure if they're going to do something or not, they say, I don't know what the future lies. I don't know what is going to happen. They've said it many times. But once they know, they they can say it and then they um what they promise is going to happen. They never lie. That's my point. They never lie. And I feel like some of these armies do know that BTS has said these things, but are still very scared. They are scared about the future. I've seen so many armies saying that they are excited for BTS's comeback. Selective listening, exactly. I feel like some armies are excited for BTS's comeback, but at the same time, they are preparing themselves for kind of the end. Um, they are preparing themselves for one comeback, maybe, and then a big tour, and then the end, basically. That's what they are saying. Um, but BTS has never said that. And BTS has made so many sacrifices actually to have longevity, to be a group for years and years. I'm talking decades. So when people say, oh, yeah, like I'll give BTS like 5 more years, in my mind, that is crazy because they have talked about decades. We're talking decades here. Now, the dynamic of BTS is going to change, definitely, but that is going to change for the best. Um, the BTS's schedule that happened during chapter one, I'm sorry, but that is not a healthy schedule for any kind of artist, especially for a group like BTS, especially for a group. It's just not a healthy schedule. And I am glad that BTS are going to change that schedule because that will lead to actual longevity. And I'm not talking about longevity because I also saw some conversations on Reddit of people saying, I believe that they will probably come back like a couple of more times, but every probably 2 years and then probably three more comebacks, and that is it. And it's like, you're not listening. You're not listening to what BTS is saying because selective listening, like someone said in the chat. That schedule literally gave them burnout. Yes, and honestly, it's not helpful at all. I would say that even if you want to be, even if you want to analyze their schedule during chapter one as an army who wants a lot of content, that is not helpful even for that because when the audience is not oversaturated, but when an audience is receiving so many comebacks like so fast, growth is not going to be significant. I've said it many times on my videos. I preferred the studio albums over the album trilogies by BTS. Not because I dislike the album trilogies. I like the album trilogies, but the album trilogies are very close to each other. And at the end of the day, even if you are like one of those armies like I am that likes talking about numbers and the success and the popularity and the streams and all of this, about the charts, even for us, the way that BTS have been doing their music for the past decade, that is actually not the best way to do it, because with an EP, there is less probabilities of BTS getting um, good placement charts, and also good chart placements, and also nominations, like important nominations to the Grammys, for example. A strong studio album by BTS will definitely be a lot more, it will be a lot more likely to get nominated to the Grammys than an EP. So it really is a win-win that BTS is going to change their schedule. Um, but anyways, that was not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is this. So, like I said, so many people are not listening. So, what we're going to do now is go back to many times when BTS talked about their future and about their comeback and about 2025, the year that we're in right now, and actually listen to their words, understand their words. Because I believe that some armies are afraid of, like I said, the end, because that is what is happening with so many other groups in K-pop. But this is not the case for BTS, and we need to remember that. So, first of all, we need to understand the meaning of the word chapter. BTS is not using the word chapter just because it's like a cute little word. A chapter is a big period of time. Think about other groups in K-pop, or even other groups in general in pop culture. They don't use the word like this is our new chapter. If they are going to come back for one last time, they usually say like this is our comeback. But BTS talks about a chapter because it's a whole new period of time in their careers. So the first time they talked about a new chapter was in 2021. This says BTS talks new chapter, staying true to themselves at Permission to Dance press conference. This was back in 2021. They've been always talking about chapters, 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 because things are going to change, but they are going to change, not like as in one last time and then goodbye forever. A chapter is like a long period of time. And also, think about this. The first chapter that they had, because remember that back in 2022, BTS won Artist of the Year at the 2022 American Music Awards. And Jungkook said, this is the beginning of our new chapter, So if their first chapter was so long, like about 8, 9 years, a whole new chapter is not going to be 3 years, which is what I see a lot of people talk about online. People genuinely think that BTS are going to come back in 2026 and then have a tour throughout 2026 and then maybe 2027, and that's it. Like that is the end. And it's like that is ridiculous because their first chapter was so long. So expect the next chapter to be around the same period of time. And I'm not just guessing this. Yoongi said exactly how long a chapter is for them, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is how many times BTS has said that the priority is the group. So for example, Jungkook said on Weaver's Live, Chapter 2 has begun. If it started, all the members would think the same way about the number one priority is. Number one priority is definitely the group. Group is first. Even if someone curses close by or throws stones, that will not change. After that, members will definitely talk about what they personally want to do, including me. This will happen, and it's not only about music. In various fields, members might be doing certain activities. These things should be second priority. When the group is together, there are things we must do, and that's the first priority. This is the only thing I hope you know. You just have to know that that's how much the members and I think of that as our first priority. I feel like K-pop is gaslighting the new armies into thinking this way because they want BTS to go away so their faves can shine. And they've had 3 years to shine. When will these groups shine? Yes. And like I said, it's definitely K-pop stance mentalities um, going into armies mentalities. Because like I said, I saw someone talk, like not even like someone online or like a troll or something. This is like a real army, someone that I consider a real army, saying that chapter two, or I guess when they come back, is going to be completely different because they have to. They're going to prioritize their solo music. They're going to do their group music from time to time, but they are going to prioritize their solo careers and they're going to prioritize their families and their marriages. And it's like, that is crazy. Like that is crazy to think about because BTS has said many, many times the priority is the group. And I do believe that they're going to release solo music just like the rappers release solo music during chapter 1 because that's the other thing that we need to remember. BTS has released solo music 3 years into their careers as BTS. In 2015, Namjoon released an entire mixtape, like so many songs. Then Yoongi in 2016, an entire mixtape. J-Hope 2018, an entire mixtape. And then they released entire music videos, albums by themselves during chapter 1. That is going to continue during chapter 2. Of course, they are going to make solo music during chapter 2 or when they come back, I'm sorry, maybe chapter 3, I don't know. But of course, they're going to continue with their solo projects 1000%. But the priority is going to be the group. I genuinely believe that. No, it's okay. It's my sister doing noise as always. I'm talking about how people misinterpret the what chapter 2 is and what the comeback is going to be because they are not listening to BTS. They are not listening. They, like I said, I feel like they want to protect their hearts. They want to protect their army hearts and they are preparing for the worst when they have said many, many times that is not going to happen. Actually, the complete opposite. So this is just one example when Jungkook keeps saying, you just have to know that that's how much the members and I think of that as our first priority. He's talking for all the members. Everyone is saying hi, say hi.
Hi everyone. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
I'm sorry for being loud.
It's okay.
I always
It's okay. Boris is my Shayla.
Who was that?
I don't know.
Who said
Lavender,
that?
lavender, hail.
Hi Hale. Haley. Hale. Hi Kashi. I saw Marce. I'm sorry, that's going way too fast. Bye people.
I can never hear her making noises. That's funny because I do hear it on my headphones. My Shayla is like saying my baby, my beloved. Yes, we
Oh,
know.
so you just slander my name because they do not hear when
I don't know, but I do hear it. But it's okay.
Wait, it's not Kashi? Kushi?
I say Kashi.
I don't know. Someone wrote Kashi. I don't know, someone wrote cushing, like with quotes. Is it not the right way to say it?
It's not.
We've been saying this all the time. Whereas he's being prosecuted once again, period. All the time.
Guess what?
Wait.
On one of the streams, I said, I don't think that BTS is ever going to do country because around the world, we don't listen to country. It's just a US thing. And guess what?
No.
Yes.
No. No. Are they gonna do country?
One of the songs on Jin's album is country rock. But it's like real country. Like I'm
No,
hearing yes,
no.
yes.
Oh no. I really dislike country music. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know they're gonna do it great, but I hate
You're not
country music.
you're not the only one. I saw some people say
It's cushy. Who?
cool.
You see with the double O?
Mhm.
Cushy. I am so sorry. I hate English. Okay. Bora predictions continues on a streak. Being wrong and wrong time and time again.
Mhm.
You're very good with facts, but not with predictions.
That is true.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to this. Um so just so you know, none of what I'm saying today on this stream is a prediction, so don't worry about that. I'm just reading exactly what BTS is saying. I'm not predicting anything. This is BTS saying it. Just in case everyone is like, every single thing that I say actually doesn't end up happening. This is going to happen because BTS is saying it. It's not me saying it, it's BTS saying it. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so this is Jungkook saying that the number one priority is definitely the group. Even while on solo projects, they're going to do their own activities and everything, but the priority is the group. Here's another stream. He said, I can release an album next time and I will. I will need a lot of time again. And I need to do BTS too. BTS is more important than my solo. Here's Namjoon saying, even though we are doing solo projects on our own, what I'm thinking is that even though I'm working on my solo project, this is just a vacation to get back to where I was, which is BTS and ARMY. So all the solo is just a journey, but it is an important journey for chapter 2, but a journey to get back home safe eventually when we get back and reunite in 2025. So this is also another concept that I think we are all forgetting. And I've talked about this with my sister in private. It seems from what they're saying that the BTS members, not all of them, really had the initiative to do solo projects. I know that this is hard to maybe accept, but I genuinely do feel like by what they're saying, this is not I'm not guessing or anything. This is what they are saying. It seems like J-Hope said, I have a project, I have an album that are going to release. What if we all do the same? And the other members basically not forced themselves, but definitely were like, that is a good idea. Thank you, J-Hope, for giving us this idea. It's not like the BTS members, like the 7 of them, really wanted to do solo projects. And I know this may sound like they are doing something against their will. This is not what I'm saying at all. But what they are saying, it seems like J-Hope told them, we should all release solo music because it will help the group when we come back. It will help the musical personality of BTS. You can kind of tell, yes, because like I said, think about the way the BTS members speak about their solo era. Like Namjoon is saying, this is just a vacation to get back to where I was, which is BTS and ARMY. And this is not just RM, it's all the members. And they keep hinting that it was J-Hope's idea because J-Hope, I believe, already had Jack in the Box planned for a couple of years before the actual release of the album. So it does seem like some members said, okay, so we're all going to do this. J-Hope, this is your fault. We're spoiled. Yes, and this is not just me saying it. J-Hope said it, Taeyeon said it, and I believe Jimin said it. So we have three people confirming that. Um, and this goes against everything because, like I've said, some not solo armies, that doesn't exist. Like that is contradictory. Kashi or Kushi, I think it's Kushi now. Bora, I can't fathom right now that someone pointed out you saying my name grown. It's like Kushi. Kushi? Kushi? I can't read like that. Someone do the Spanish version. Kushi or Kashi? I think it's Kushi. But thank you. I'm still not sure. I think it's Kushi, like sushi. No. No, not like that. Is it like sushi? Like cushion? Then kashi, like I said it. If it's like cushion, yeah, like sushi. Oh, so kushi. Okay, so my sister was right, I guess, when she corrected me. Kushi. Okay, now I know. It's like more cushy. That makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, I was saying that some solo fans, and this is genuinely solo fans, this is not army, so I just want to talk about that. Some solo fans I've seen that they keep saying that this member or this other member or this other member really want to do like their solo projects. And whenever they have the opportunity, like they're going to prioritize their solo projects. When it is very funny because we can see which members were really inspired entirely basically by Jacob's suggestion and which other members already had the initiative to maybe release solo music. And the artists that the solos are saying that they want to go solo, in my opinion, are actually the members that want to do actually less things solo. Am I making any sense? I feel like this is just my perception. The members who have the most solo fans are actually the members that are showing less initiative to do solo stuff. I don't want to say names, but we can see it sometimes. Just look at certain members who have the initiative to release solo music. Those are the ones with less solos, actually. And the ones that have more solo fans are actually the ones that are like, I guess I have to do this for BTS. And they do love it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, don't misinterpret my words. I'm not saying that certain BTS members are being forced to do solo music or don't like doing their solo music. They do. Like, they all love doing their solo music. But it's just funny to me that certain members with a lot of solos are actually the ones showing the less initiative to their solo stuff. They keep repeating the same stuff. Like, we're doing this for the group. We're doing this so we can have like synergy when we come back. And it's like super funny to me. It's super funny to me. But yeah. Namjoon is actually someone who has a lot of initiative to do solo stuff. He writes a lot of songs. And still, he says, this is just a vacation to get back to where I was, which is BTS and ARMY. This is just a vacation. So that is interesting to me. Here is Jin. Jin said, for Weaver's magazine, this is an interview. The interviewer said, it's fascinating the way you're able to hold onto that sense of trust between the members. It also reminds me of some of the lyrics from Yet to Come of Proof. I saw lots of changes, but I say everything stayed the same. And Jin responds, I find it fascinating. Fascinating. They are all very ambitious, but I think you could say they are not that ambitious at the same time. What is he trying to say here? Listen to what Jin is saying. Listen to what Jin is saying. They are all very ambitious, but I think you could say they are not that ambitious at the same time. They are all extremely ambitious collectively as a group, but they set aside their personal ambitions sometimes, believing that the group comes first. I'm more fascinated than thankful about how this is even possible. But still, everyone puts the group first. I'm grateful for the very fact that they've all made certain personal sacrifices to better fit with the group's needs, and I think Namjoon is amazing for the fantastic job he did coordinating everything and everyone. So this is something, the sacrifices thing is an entire, we're going to talk about that in a moment because I have more proof of BTS talking about sacrifices. But also, it seems like Namjoon had something to do with coordinating the solo projects. So this is really like the solo projects are not, like Jin is saying, it's not like an ambitious thing from them because they want to do like solo stuff. It has to do a lot with coming back to the group. It sounds like I'm far away. Is my sound okay? But if they're sacrificing again, would it last? Yes, I have more proof, so we're going to see. So okay, perfect. It sounds fine. Then the interviewer says, what is it that allows you to maintain that kind of atmosphere? And Jin responds, I think that's because everyone just puts the group before themselves. And working as a group of 7 people is better for both our own happiness and for Army's enjoyment, which in turn makes us focus more on the group. I think we were able to put on such big concerts and make it to the stage of at the Grammys because we function as a group of 7. There are some things you can do and some kind of happiness you can only experience as a group. So I just find it very interesting about the way Jin talks about the BTS members being ambitious, but not being ambitious at the same time. Because this is a comment that I see so many times from solos, that is the truth, but also a little from armies, how everything's going to change and they're going to prioritize the solo music with some group projects, which is what other K-pop groups do. They are doing like, they are signing to their own music labels, and they are working as solo artists with different music labels. But they come back together as a group occasionally. That is not the case. This is what I'm trying to say. Jin is saying that we are all very ambitious, but no, we're not that ambitious. And when he says that they are all ambitious as a group, like they are extremely ambitious collectively as the group. Collectively as the group. That is their ambition, the group. And this is something that I see so many people ignore. I see so many people ignore. On another interview, Jin said, this is a more recent interview because the one before was in 2022. This one is more recent, I believe from last year. The interviewer says, with the release of Happy, all the BTS members will have officially released a full solo project. While we've got a lot of great solo singles from you, can you share insight as to why we're getting your first solo album now? And Jin responds, before enlisting, I was focused mainly on our group activities, so a solo album didn't feel right at the time. But with all the members now taking turns serving, it felt like the right time to share something personal with ARMY, who have supported us all along. I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I've enjoyed making it. The interviewer then says, as I listen, I wonder if you had ever considered creating your own band in the past or teaming up with a rock act as a side project. And Jin responds, the only band I now and forever will be part of is BTS. Band music is a genre I'm personally interested in. And I enjoy exploring different styles as a solo artist, but at the end of the day, my roots and connection to music will always be with BTS. Honestly, I think this is this is a strong answer from Jin to a question that in my opinion is harmless. I think that it's totally fine if Jin, for example, wanted to have like his own band with band with a guitarist and a drummer and stuff like that. But Jin was like, no, the only band now and forever, like, will, no, the only band I now and forever will be part of is BTS. And it's like very interesting to me because we're forgetting all of this. We're forgetting all of this. The priority really is BTS for them. And there is a reason why J-Hope suggested the solo projects. It's not a personal ambition. Jin said it himself. The BTS members are ambitious as a group, not as solo artists. That's why he said, we're ambitious, but not that ambitious. I think it was harmless on the surface, but they were digging for something. Probably, probably because it is true that I agree with that. Like Jin does very well with band music, with a band. Um you okay, Bora? No, for some reason, I don't know. Every single time that I start the streams, my voice like is gone. But yeah. So yeah, I do believe that it was kind of like a harmless question, but Jin was very firm. And this is like very recent. This was after his military service. So it's not even to say like, oh, BTS used to think like that before the military service and after it's different. No, this is recent. As soloists, it's more a way to find themselves, and I think it made them more confident about their tastes and skills. Exactly. And that is the reason that they say why they're doing the solo projects. It's not an ambitious thing. Um, it's not that they want to have it's not that they want to have a solo career. It's that they want to get strong again. They can do it as solo artists, so when they come back together as BTS, they can be a strong group project. They can be a strong group. This is from Sutrita with Jin. I'm sorry, with Jimin. And once again, like I said, the members that sometimes have the most solos and people say, no, like he has to go solo, he has to go solo, are the ones saying the complete opposite. Jimin said, I would like to go to 2025. By then, we'll all be together. Yoongi responds, we all have an idea of what things will be like when we come back. And Jimin responds, like you said, solo activities don't mean much. It's only meaningful when we're together. Yoongi responds, yeah, the team comes first. And Jimin responds, that's why I'm doing this now. Why is Jimin doing the solo project? Why is Jimin doing Face and Muse? He is explaining it right here. He is doing the solo projects. Um, he's doing the solo projects for the team. He's doing the solo projects for the team. And this is the case with all of the BTS members. So this is Jimin. On Sutrita with Taeyeon, um, this is Yoongi. Yoongi said, we're all different like this, but our team is the first priority for us. And Taeyeon responds, that's right. Yoongi responds, because we love and cherish our team as BTS. So that is another, the team is a priority. Here is Yoongi talking about his solo music. He says, I don't make an album or music for my personal goal or desire. Actually, the first priority for me is my team. I can do anything if I can help BTS. And that's why I produce my own album because I can't do it now. Um, I don't produce my album for the realization of myself. Therefore, I am looking forward for the day when the seven of us getting back together as a team. Entirely, Teresa, thank you so much. No one loves BTS more than BTS loves each other. Definitely. And as I'm going to show here, even the solo projects that are so important for them as solo artists, I do believe that these are very important. They needed this. They needed, even if it was, I don't like the word forced, but even if it was not like, even if it was done for the team, it was important for each of them to do their own stuff, in my opinion, because that made their musical personalities stronger. Now they are sure of who they are as solo artists, and they can become an even greater group. Not plan. So yeah, like Yoongi is saying, that's why he produced his own album, not because this album is for himself and his solo career. He's doing this for BTS. And actually, he uses the word help. He's doing the solo project to help BTS. And I do agree with that. The solo projects help BTS. Now, we can say that all of these that I've mentioned right now is BTS mentioning that the priority is the group. The priority is the group. Um, However, some people may say that was maybe some time ago. Maybe they are going to change in the future. Maybe now with the military service, they realize that they want to be like on their own. That is so far from the truth because this is BTS missing being in the group while in the military. Taeyeon said on November of 2024, have fun amongst yourself armies. Next year, let's have lots of fun with Bangtan too. Okay. So, which I find it kind of funny because he is posing next to a solo promotion. This is for Compose, the coffee brand. This is like a solo endeavor. This is like a solo promotion. He takes the picture and the caption is, let's have fun with BTS, okay? When 2025 comes. This is also another funny thing. Jungkook is simply sharing a picture of Bam, his dog. He's just sharing a picture. Out of nowhere, Namjoon comments, I miss Bangtan so bad. It's like out of nowhere. Like they are constantly thinking about it. They are excited because they're bringing it up out of nowhere. Other groups don't do this. This is on a Suchita from a Suchita episode with Jungkook, I believe, but Taeyong was also there at one point. Jungkook says, I keep thinking about how fun it will be when we're back together again and perform. We'll devour the whole world. I can't wait for that moment, seriously. So don't feel bad for being excited about the comeback. They are excited as well. And I'm saying this because every single time, like I mentioned the comeback and the reunion and how excited I am many, many times. And like I said, sometimes people, like even in my own comment section, are like, of course I'm excited, but don't expect the same as before. And it's like, why do you have to be like this? BTS is so excited. They keep mentioning the reunion. They keep mentioning the moment of 2025 coming back, reuniting. I am just following what they're doing. I'm just as excited as them. And you want me to not be excited? Here's another moment of Jungkook. He said, the void of the BTS members is quite large, even when doing his solo promotions. He brings up BTS. This is from a Weaver's live. Namjoon said, right now we're having a break and we're waiting for something next in the future. Let's imagine what it's going to be if we take a rest now and years later, this was back in 2023, so years later means 2025. Let's imagine what it's going to be if we take a rest now and years later we have a reunion and do something maybe revolutionary. It's going to be way too beautiful. I just can't wait for it. And this is also why I am excited about a big BTS project because like I said, I feel like sometimes it's armies, it's not antis, it's just armies trying to calm the excitement just so we are not disappointed. Not just Namjoon right now, but also I believe it was Taeyeon and Yoongi. They keep mentioning the words, or it was Jimin. They keep mentioning the words revolutionary or like something along the lines of history making. Like they want to have this comeback to be revolutionary, like a big thing. So it's not just my expectation, it's what BTS is saying that they want to do. Legendary, yes. So this is exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm just being excited, and there's always a person. So this has nothing to do with you, but it is a lot of these comments. So someone commented, but also not wanting to put too many expectations on them, not to be too demanding. And it's like, I never said anything, and it has nothing to do with you. Like, you're totally fine. Like, I love you. um, but it's just like, I can never celebrate. I can never have fun. I can never be excited about a revolutionary comeback because there's always, yeah, but you need to calm down because we cannot put like too much expectation. And it's like, sure, but can I be happy without a but? Can I be excited without, but don't go too crazy about this? And it's like, come on, BTS is excited. Let me be excited as well. Don't BTS want the expectation? Kind of. Because they've mentioned many, many times how this is not just a regular comeback. They keep mentioning the words revolutionary and like big words. I don't remember what other thing I read. They mentioned something. I read it, I think, already one of them. Or maybe I haven't yet. Yeah, I think I haven't yet. But yeah, there are many moments. BTS need that expectation because why would they come back to a dead fandom? Yes, and also, like I said, this comment, I feel like most of the time comes from a place of let's not go too crazy just so we're not disappointed. Let's not expect a lot because maybe BTS are not going to do as well. And it's like, that is only you and your own fear inside of you because BTS know that they will make huge numbers. I'm going to show some moments right now because I have screenshots of these moments. Um, so BTS is expecting it. We have to mirror their expectations as well. So BTS is saying people are going to get crazy when they see our comeback. Like, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it. I unfortunately it was not before. I think it's after, but it's always that comment of we can be excited, but let's not expect too much in case they don't do as well. And it's like BTS doesn't believe that. BTS doesn't think like that. BTS thinks big about their comeback. So I'm going to think big about their comeback as well. So yeah, Namjoon said that it's going to be revolutionary. This is J-Hope. He said, there are certain things we need to do as BTS. When we're all back together as a group, it's going to have a huge impact. Not maybe, not, I don't know, maybe the numbers are not going to be as big. No. J-Hope is saying when we're all back together as a group, it's going to have a huge impact and everybody's going to be watching. I'm just repeating what he's saying. I'm just repeating what he's saying. It's going to have a huge impact and everybody's going to be watching. I'm excited to see what it will feel like when we perform together again. I want to come back with style. No, I want to come back in style and say, this is us. This is BTS. So let's do the same. Let's do the same thing. Let's say, this is BTS. We're hyping them up. This is their big comeback. And like J-Hope is saying, everybody's going to be watching. And I'm going to repeat that because J-Hope is saying it. So I am repeating it. Everybody's going to be watching. I know that for a fact. J-Hope says, I can't speak for everyone, but I can tell you the other members feel the same way. What hasn't changed is that I really, really love to do it. Even now, I'm here because of the group. And working with the others is still so fun and fulfilling. It makes me so, so happy. And most importantly of all, we made it here with ARMY at the heart of it all. If that's something we must never forget or be lost on us as we continue moving forward, it's incredible. They are the whole reason I made it through. They are always there waiting, watching, supporting, and acknowledging. ARMY is the reason I can keep moving forward. They are like my gas. They are like the gas to my car or just my core. So once again, it's always, and like I said, it's nothing against people who have commented this. It's totally fine. It's just that it's enough. Because every single time that I show a little bit of emotion saying that BTS comeback is going to be revolutionary and show stopping and everyone is going to tune in, there's always some armies who I consider real armies, a little scared, a little afraid of like this big things that I'm saying. When I'm just saying exactly what BTS is saying, like BTS is exciting, is excited. BTS is saying that the entire world will be looking at them. And I agree. This is Taeyeon's. He says, armies and the members are all waiting with a burning purple heart. There's no group scheduled recently. I'm just waiting to work as a group again. So it's like they are all waiting for the big moment. They are all excited for the big moment. Now, like I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, I do believe, and this is just a theory, but a theory that I have because three members have said things like this. It seems like J-Hope was already planning his solo project, Jack in the Box, but the other members were not planning on doing anything. I believe maybe Yoongi was preparing the songs for D-Day, and Namjoon, as always, he had like a couple of songs. Like he's always writing music. Um, but the one with the idea to release, like for the seven of them to release an album, a solo project, was J-Hope, and I'm going to show it here. And the reason why they all decided to release solo music is not because they wanted to start a solo career. It's because they believe that the solo music will help the group music, will help the music as a group. This is Jungkook saying, after these times of personal growth, our synergy will be much more powerful as one team. I want to witness that as soon as possible. So this has something to do about synergy. So when each of them become a strong solo artist and they know who they are musically, each of them, when they come back, they're going to have like a better connection. They're going to have a way better understanding of what they can do with their voices. They're going to be even more um, secure. I don't know if it's the word. They're going to be more confident. Confident is the word. They each have their solo projects and they are promoting by themselves. Before, when they were in the group, for example, in the United States, promoting just as a group, it was usually like one or two members talking and talking and talking, and the rest of them were a little sometimes scared um, of doing things their own way, or not doing things their own way. They were scared of speaking out. This encourages them to have their own voice. And I believe it worked. It definitely worked. Here is J Hope. He says, I think that over time we each refine our unique identities. As each of us work on their own music, come out with their solo projects, and do their own thing, the funny thing for me is when our identities, which have taken shape in various ways, come together as BTS, I'm curious to see how it will look like. I look forward to June, when our members will have completed their service. We will quickly get together and talk about what BTS can do in the future. I think it's going to be a massive energy. So I think the one who said it best was definitely J-Hope, because I do believe that this was J-Hope's idea. This is not just me guessing. Like I said, I believe Taeyeon said it, Jimin said it, and I'm going to show some of the screenshots of that as well. But yeah, like J-Hope is saying, they have to each refine their own unique identities. They had to. Because when they come back as a group, it's going to be a completely different group. Here is Namjoon on an interview. He said, I believe that the experience of being able to be completely free and honest will have a good influence on our team when BTS transitions to the next chapter. I believe that everything happens for a reason, so I think I'm driving the right direction and that those events are bound to have a good influence when we come back together. That's the way I live, knowing that you realize what's precious after losing it, and that you can only take off some time after you've tried it on. So I'm going to try to take it off this time. So once again, he mentions BTS, specifically BTS's chapter 1, as something precious that needs to be taken away from them. We all know why. Because of their military service, their precious BTS is being taken away from them. There's no option for them. So, like Jacob said, this is the moment to refine their unique identities. So when they come back together, they can appreciate, like, wow, I really miss being in a group. I really miss being in BTS. They weren't as confident because they were out of their comfort zone, and now they have found their voices, and after being master of their own creative in their solo era. Definitely. And I think it was the best decision ever because, like I said, you can just tell sometimes certain members definitely were a little like they were doing it for the group. They were doing their solo projects for the group, not because it was a personal ambition of them. That was good still because they needed to find their own voices. They needed to, and they have. And now they're all like even better artists than they were. Way better. They have matured as artists. This is from Sutrita. Taeyeon said, "What I can see from our solo tracks is when we gather together, I think the charms of the songs will double. But for real, I can't imagine what will happen when we gather together after our solo endeavors because we're so different," says Yoongi. And Taeyeon responds, "Have you ever imagined this before? We do a concert as a group and then it's time to do our solo performances, but our solo tracks are stacked. Our set list would be stacked." And then Yoongi says, "I'm so excited for it. When all seven of us gather together, I wonder what our colors will be then." And then Taeyeon says, again, what I've been saying about J-Hope having this initiative this entire time. Taeyeon says, "I think Hobie said this, that we need to do our own individual things so that when we gather together again, our colors will be more distinct. After hearing that, I felt this after releasing my album last. But I think BTS's musical colors will be even more distinct than before." So once again, like I said, Taeyeon is saying, Hobie said it. I think Hobie said this, that we need to do our own individual things so that when we gather together again, our colors will be more distinct. Some of the members really were not planning on releasing any solo music. That is my point. Because some people really think that, no, like this is the moment when they finally have the opportunity to release the solo music that they've been wanting to release this entire time. Like these artists, like these members wanted to release solo music this entire time and they never could because of BTS. When it's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Certain members were not planning on releasing solo music at all. They only wanted to do the group project. And J-Hope said, "No, you also have to do the solo music. You also have to do your own thing so we can all become stronger as a group as well." Here's another from Suchita. Namjoon said, "I'm just really grateful that you're doing this. They're talking about Yoongi's solo tour. Namjoon said, "I'm just really grateful that you're doing this. The fact that you're representing the team and going on a solo tour is a blessing, but also really tough. If you go now and meet ARMY, it will motivate them to wait for us." So even think about the solo tours. Yes, it's about the solo member. Yes, it's them shining, finding their own light. Yes, it is all about that. But at the same time, like Namjoon is saying, it's a way for armies to be motivated for BTS as well. Because sometimes it's just so frustrating sometimes. Like some of the comments that I read, the overall sentiment of, oh, like they're doing solo albums and solo tours, like they want to be a solo artist. Can you listen to their words? They keep saying that this is a way to motivate armies to wait for the group. Like right here, Namjoon is saying, like Yoongi's tour, it's also a way to motivate us to wait for them. I didn't need motivation. I was always going to be there. Same, honestly. They are doing it to help us wait. Yes, this is basically my point. Now, the main thing about all of this and what I wanted to share all of these moments is to really talk about BTS talking about their longevity as a group. Because like I've said, so many people believe that they are going to have like one big comeback, maybe one tour, and then this is crazy, but they say, but then they're going to do like they're going to get married and it's going to like be late to for them to have children, so they would have to like do the one big last big tour and then go and have families. And it's just such a crazy thing to say. It's such a crazy thing to say because that is also kind of like a K-pop way of seeing things, because there are K-pop idols and then I guess they get married and they retire. And he's like, who said that? I don't want to say who, but you guys know this person. It's an army. I was watching this person's videos, and the way they talked about the reunion, or about chapter 2 or 3, I guess, was very weird for me. Um, because, like I said, this idea of like it will be too late for them to start families and having kids. And it's like, that is such a weird thing to say. That is such a weird thing to say. People need to let go of the K-pop mentality. Yes. Because as I was saying, in K-pop, it is more normal. Like idols are teenagers and young people in their 20s. And then they have to, I guess, get married and then have a family. So when they start their families, they are not singers anymore. They're not idols anymore. So I want to show how that is the complete, like, that has nothing to do with BTS. That has nothing to do with BTS. So in Suchwita, J-Hope, with J-Hope, Yoongi said, I released solo albums and did solo concerts too, but I think we're the most awesome when we're all together. And J-Hope responds, yeah, we can beat that. And we can't beat that. And Yoongi responds, I think we'll be together for a long, long time. I think our team will last a long time. And I think in 2025, we'll be able to go on tour as a whole group. I think we'll be able to feel it again when that time comes. I hope that the team that we've dedicated ourselves to will come back together as soon as possible so that we can show everyone what we can do. And J-Hope responds, I think when we're back together, we'll have a different kind of energy. So I'm waiting for that and I'm looking forward to it. So on this point, Yoongi says, I think we'll be together for a long, long time. This comeback, guys, is not just like a one-time thing and then tour and then goodbye because they have to get married. So ridiculous. They want longevity, real longevity. If chapter 1 was about 9 years, you better believe that chapter 2 is about those in that same period of time. I'm saying 10 more years. But that is chapter 2. They're talking about chapter 6, but we're going to get there in a second. Entirely Teresa, thank you so much. I turned 33 this Thursday. My daughter is 3. I plan to have another child in the next 2 years, God willing. Many artists tour with their families. We don't know the future. Exactly. Thank you so much for your comment. And that is basically what the members are saying as well in the pictures that I'm going to show. There is a future for them with their families if that's what they want to have. If that's what they want to do with their future, get married and have kids, they have a plan with that. And it includes BTS. I know it's weird, but I swear it does. Let's see. I would be the tour wife. They talk about that. So Jungkook says it's chapter 2 now. And Yoongi says, I think we can go up to chapter 6. Let's say each chapter is 10 years. Exactly what I said before. Chapter 1 was around 9 years, I believe, or around 10 years if you want to round it up. I also believe, like Yoongi, like chapter 2, don't think of it as 2 or even 3 years. Think about it like 10 years. Think about it like that. Because a chapter is a long period of time. BTS are not talking about the big comeback. BTS are talking about a whole new chapter. They are starting like a whole new chapter. And that is going to last a long time. And Yoongi said that he wants to go up to chapter 6. Jungkook said, Army will be grannies too by then. And Yoongi says, no, they won't be as old as grannies. Shouldn't we be at least shouldn't we be at least 60 years old then? And Jungkook says, wouldn't we be that old around chapter 6? So they're already talking about chapter 6, which to me is crazy, but it also tells me BTS's opinion on their future. BTS is going to be here for a while, guys, like for a very, very long time. Yoongi said, I dream of a future where the 7 of us are together until we die. I like for the 7 of us to be together for a long, long time. Now, it's not only Yoongi, by the way, it's all the members. This is Jimin saying, what I want to say is I don't have a separate dream. My only dream is to make this team last a long time. So again, your solo dreams, I understand that. I also want, for example, Jimin to have his own solo music. Yes. And I think he's going to continue releasing it because even during chapter 1, he released so many solo songs as well. So Jimin is also going to release solo songs during chapter 2 and 3 and 4. I do believe that. But Jimin is saying very clearly here, listen to his words. I don't have a separate dream. My only dream is to make this team last a long time. Yoongi responds, until what age? And Jimin responds, until I can barely move. Personally, even when we're old, I think it'd be nice if the 7 of us were sitting around with our fans sitting too, just talking and singing. And Yoongi responds, wouldn't we be over 80 then with everyone sitting? And then they start talking about that. So it genuinely is all of their priorities to continue being part of the group. And this is why it's so frustrating to me to see this person who I consider a real army, and not just this person, but I see a lot of people in general, a lot of armies in general on the internet. They keep talking about this comeback like in a negative light, like maybe this next comeback like is going to last probably like 2 years. And it's like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I even saw some people say, yeah, because when they come back, when they reunite, they're going to prioritize the solo stuff, but they're going to do the group stuff from time to time. And it's like, you're ridiculous. BTS has said it many, many times. The priority is the group. And when they come back, the priority is the group, and they don't have any other dream. Some of them, I don't want to say they are forced, but they are basically like doing the solo projects just because it's good for the group, not because they have like their own motivations to be a solo artist. They didn't. They never have. Stephanie, thank you so much. I remember Hobie's sister asked him if he ever wanted to get married, and he said maybe, but he loves his work so much. But he loves his work so much. It was on that show, I Live Alone. Yeah, so like I said, and this is also like a weird thing. Why is it that having a family has to be like the end of it all? That is such a K-pop mentality because around the world, artists have families and also have artists get married and have kids, and they also have their music careers. So you're totally right, Stephanie. Look at Coldplay. Yes, and actually they talk about this here too. So I'm going to show it. They were traumatized from Rihanna. Also, it's not mandatory to get married. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, Jimin is saying that he doesn't have a separate dream. His only dream is to make this team last a long time. Until what age? Until he can barely move. And he wants to continue the group even if they would have to be like 80 and sing while sitting down. I think I'm down for that. Like I would go to a BTS concert when they are all old and just sitting down and singing their songs. I didn't include it here because I just couldn't include so much stuff. But there is Sutrita episode with Jungkook when Jungkook said that when they're 60, he's so ridiculous. Why did he say that? Jungkook said that when they're 60 and when they start chapter 6, they should sing an like a new version of No More Dream to celebrate like chapter 6 or something. Like they should start chapter 6 with No More Dream, but like in a different way. So no like hip hop, I guess. BTS paved the way, thank you. I'm 62 and I have every intention of going to many BTS concerts. I'm also manifesting that he can come to Australia. I'm planning my life around BTS tour location. My boss is waiting for my next leave application. You know what? Go for it. Like plan if you think that you cannot go to the big tour reunion in the next year or maybe in the next 2 years, I don't know how long the tour is going to be. Don't worry. You have decades. BTS is going to release more music, like they're saying right now. BTS is going to go on tour until they're 60, like they're saying right now, or 80, according to Jimin. I don't know. Yoongi says 60, Jimin says 80. So you have a long time. So don't worry about that. Yeah, don't think that this is like the big reunion, like comeback reunion tour, and then it's the end. Like I see so many people say that is ridiculous. BTS has talked many times about um performing and touring even when they're very, very old. Of course, it's going to be like a whole different experience. So it's going to be different, but Taeyeon, the one who did the collab with Jimin, he is married and he is still active. I don't know why they make such a big deal of the age and if they get married or not, etc. Yes. Like I said, it's all about being scared, I believe. People are scared of getting their hearts broken. But at this point, you have to be brave. Like you have to let yourself believe BTS's words. Because at this point, BTS has talked about not just the reunion, but they have talked about being a group for decades. And if you're still ignoring all of the things they're saying just because you don't want to be like heartbroken at some point, then you are not listening to BTS. You're ignoring their words. You are going against their words. So calm down and let yourself believe BTS's words. Let yourself believe BTS's words. They are saying the truth. It's not just one member, because maybe one member can exaggerate things. It's not just one member, it's the 7 of them talking about the reunion and talking about decades to come as BTS. They're talking about not just one member, but a lot of members talking about performing when they are like 50, 60. Trust BTS and BTS only. Yes. And don't be scared. Like I see so many people being scared. And I saw someone comment one time that hearing some of the clips that I showed about BTS's reunion and about their future made them feel better because they were still scared. And I'm like, I'm thankful. Like I'm not thankful. I am happy that I helped you be more calm about that and be more sure of BTS's reunion and future. But at the same time, why are there so many armies still thinking like that? Um, I still wonder. Like, I wish they can all like listen to BTS's words. Vera, friend, thank you so much. BTS has only just begun. Epic High is a great example. The rule is trust Bangtan. You're totally correct. Epic High, how old is Epic High as a group? And for what I'm seeing, Epic High releases albums and songs all the time. Like they keep releasing music. Stephanie, thank you so much. Bora, don't ever let anyone make you feel bad about being excited for the reunion. It's coming from a place of negativity. BTS will never disappoint. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And that is why I wanted to do this, because it's every single time. Um, BTS is excited. BTS is doing a huge sacrifice that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Huge life sacrifice just to have this dream become possible. And that dream is BTS for a long, long time. Not 3 years, not 5 years, not one tour, not even 10 years. We're talking more decades to come. So everyone calm down and let's be excited. Tablo is in his 40s. Wait, what? He looks super young. But yeah, I mean, Tablo has been like a musician for a long, long time. Epic High even survived their own scandal. Yes, that's the other thing. Like, and it's like a dumb scandal. Like, I hate when the negativity becomes a trendy thing in our online spaces. Yes, because I cannot be excited without people being like, but don't expect too much. Tableau literally has a family, solo projects, and a group member, and it works. So it's safe to say we really do have to, we really do need to calm down. Yes. And Tableau releases, like, I saw his Spotify, he releases music all the time. All the time. Oops. Okay. So this is from another interview. Jin said, we'd like to be on stage until we can't move. So once again, another member. Jin says, we'd like to be on stage until we can't move. We're talking about 10, 20, 30 years from now. So not even I am talking like he wants to perform like on his own. No, he says we are talking about 20, about 10, 20, 30 years from now. I want to be on stage when I'm 50. I was invited as a guest performer at Coldplay's concert in Argentina. They bring their families on tour. It's a dream-like life. I do see this as a strong possibility for BTS's future. This is not me saying anything. This is just me repeating BTS's own words. Um, it is true. Like Jin went to Coldplay's concert in Argentina, and Coldplay, all of the Coldplay members have um daughters and sons and wives and all of that, and they go to the tours with them. So I think it's awesome that Jin went because he got to see the way it is possible to have both. Of course it is. Of course it is. BTS at 80 touring the nursing home circuit. It makes me happy thinking about it. Yes. Like, come on, guys, this is exciting. O sea, we're going to get like the BTS members, not just one member, not just two members, all the BTS members say that they want BTS to last as long as possible. They want longevity. And they don't mean longevity as in 5 more years, as in one more tour, as in one more big comeback thing. No, they are talking about decades and decades. They want to tour until they can't move. I generally do see, like, now this is speculation. This is like just fun stuff. I do believe that when BTS cannot dance anymore, honestly, I don't see that anytime soon. But like they say, when they are 60 and they can't dance, I do feel like they're going to do what Jungkook is saying. Jungkook is joking about it, but I do see it. Jungkook jokingly said that for chapter 6, when they are 60, they should do like No More Dream, but like new version. And I mean, a cappella or something. I don't know. Can you imagine No More Dream a cappella by 60-year-old BTS members? That would be so funny. Maybe after seeing what they achieved from outside, now they are more determined to make BTS last. I mean, they are phenomenal. I definitely think that that is the case. And also, at first, I was so annoyed by the military service. I Now that they're basically out of the military, I feel like I can say it now. I wanted them to be exempted from the military. I wanted them to not go to the military. But now I am so grateful that they ended up going because they really needed this time for themselves and to just rest and think about this very like think about this deeply. They needed this break. Number one, so they can miss BTS. That is what Namjoon, I believe, said. They need BTS to be taken away from them so they can appreciate it more. And now they're appreciating it more. So that is one positive thing from the military service. That's number one. Number two, they needed to find their own voices because that will make BTS an even better group artistically. Their art, like they're such way more stronger performers than they used to be. That is a fact. Like I'm so sorry. They're stronger performers. They really are. And that is thanks to the solo projects. So that is another important thing. And number three is definitely because of longevity. Because maybe if they didn't go to the military, they would have continued with those crazy schedules. And when is the change? When was the change going to start? They had to slow down at some point, but with no military service, maybe they would have released like Butter 2.0 and then like a crazy album and then like a crazy thing and they would promote and promote and promote like crazy. They would be burned out and no BTS at 60, no chapter 6. That would be the reality. If they didn't go to the military and they continue and continue and continue. They needed this. They needed this and I'm thankful now. Military was not rest. It was not rest, but these are Namjoon's own words. This was the military thing took BTS away from them. Those are Namjoon's words. Namjoon said that they needed to have this precious thing taken away from them so they can miss it and appreciate it more and want it more. The military took BTS away from the BTS members. So I believe in the end, it was a positive thing overall. Because if this didn't happen, then BTS, they wouldn't be talking about chapter 6. They wouldn't because they would continue and continue with the craziest schedules and the crazy performances and tour and it would never stop. And it would be like much harder. Now they can actually see a healthy future as a group. It's a rest from their everyday, definitely. Namjoon is so ready to get out. Yes, he keeps sharing the countdown. And I'm just so excited because it's so close. It's so, so close. They are basically here already. They are basically reunited at this point. I definitely think it helped them in some way being apart for some time. You know what? I agree with that as well because they trained together for many years and then they started promoting as BTS. And it was so funny to me, but also kind of sad when Big Hit announced that BTS would take like a in 2019 they announced that BTS would take like a break of group promotions in 2019. And then it turned out to be a 1 month break. And it's like, that is not a break. 1 month? Are they crazy? They needed to have this long period of time without each other, like 24/7 together. Like they needed this. They needed this. They needed to promote on their own. They needed to record music on their own and promote on their own. And in some cases, like go to America on their own and figure things out on their own. And now they're going to be like way stronger as a group. Kiara, Kiara Palmer, thank you so much. Not comment, but anyways, thank you anyways. 1 month break while hobby dropped chicken noodle soup. Yes, so yeah, that 1 month break was a joke. That is not a break. That is a nap. I mean, that was nothing. They needed a real break and a real separation from each other. And now, as we can see, Taeyong out of nowhere is missing BTS and sharing on waivers. And Namjoon too. Like Namjoon looks at Bam's pictures and he comments, "I miss Bangtan so bad." And he's like, "This is not even like a BTS picture. This is a picture of Bam, and you're thinking of BTS. Like they really are the biggest armies." Okay, so another thing that I see not a lot of armies talking about is the big sacrifice. Realistically speaking, BTS didn't have to go to the military at the same time. They really had. They really didn't have to. This is the list that this is a popular picture without the BTSs here, but this list was a popular picture that I remember everyone sharing, and it was basically what 7 years without BTS as a seven-member group. This would have been hard, but at the same time, I feel like it could have totally worked. So, according to this, in 2022, Jin had to enlist, so there will be 6 members left. And then in 2023, Yoongi had to enlist, so there were 5 members left. In 2024, Jin returns, Namjoon and J-Hope enlist, and there were 4 members left. In my opinion, they could have released music like this still. Like they could have released music as a group still, while also if they really wanted to like their solo projects, during these 7 years, they could have released their solo projects and the group like subgroups, like some other K-pop groups do. This is so common in K-pop groups. I feel like BTS could have totally done it. And honestly, I thought that that was going to happen. Um, but like always, about predictions, I'm terrible. So I got it completely wrong. But anyways, in 2025, supposedly, so by now, Yoongi returns, Jimin and Taeyong enlist, and then 3 members are left. I believe that 2025 would have been the only year when 3 members, I don't think they would have released something like as BTS. But then in 2026, I believe that they could have released something as BTS. Namjoon and Hoseok return, and there will be 5 members left. In 2027, Jungkook enlist, Jimin and Taeyong return, and there will be 6 members left. In 2028, 6 members left. And then in 2029, Jungkook returns, and BTS would be 7 again. This was like what everyone thought would happen because K-pop groups don't really enlist together. Um, I cannot think of a single group that enlisted together. I believe there is one, but no one ended up giving me the name of the group, so I don't really know. Um, this sounds horrible. Yes, this does um, sound horrible, but at the same time, I was preparing for this because it's not that bad. Kiara, thank you so much. Chapter 2 came at the right time. They found themselves as artists again. RM said they were burning out and he lost himself by the time PTD came out. Definitely. That's why I'm saying that they needed a break from each other. They needed BTS to be on a rest and they needed to find their own voices as people, like each of them. They needed to figure out, because it's also being dependent on each other. Sometimes you need to go out and do things yourself. And some of the members, like I said, like they said themselves, they were not really planning to do anything solo. And you can tell, you can tell by the way they release certain projects. Um, but they needed this. They needed that small push of you have to do this on your own so you can come back as a group stronger. So yeah, like you mentioned, Namjoon said they were burning out and he lost himself by the time PTT came out. So it was really, really necessary. Not that bad, Bora. I would have had a mental breakdown. Please don't say that. My point is that here's the thing, the sacrifice of going all together when they are actually way younger than they are supposed to go. Like they had a lot more years not having to go. Um, but in the end, they did go all together, basically all together, right? They planned their solo projects to be released according to their military enlistment. But anyways, my point is that at the end of the day, they did they did a sacrifice. Is that how you say it? They chose another path. They didn't choose this. If their priority was really solo music, I believe that they would have done this. If the priority was made a sacrifice, okay. If their priority was really solo music, their solo projects, they could have done this and still work with BTS. That is my point. So this is bad? Yes. This is bad. But it could have worked perfectly with their solo projects because this is by actually solo stands. But people say, for example, Jungkook has been so successful as a solo artist. They should have, he has so many years. Like he had to go to the military on, where is it? On 2027. So Jungkook could have stayed here all these years, promote Golden, and then while all the members go, he could have stayed here and then release more albums and become like a stronger and bigger solo artist. And then when BTS comes back in 2025, he could have joined BTS in 2025 and that tour, and then the BTS tour 2026, and then release something maybe solo, and then in 2027 actually he could enlist. Now that is a delusional thought, but at the same time, if they wanted their solo projects to be like, if they actually wanted to prioritize their solo careers, I believe they would have done this, the thing that I'm showing right now on screen. But they didn't, because genuinely, the solo projects, their solo careers are not the priority. The solo careers are not the priority. They really are not. That is why they're sacrificing their entire solo careers. Because in some cases, like they don't really want it. I see where they're coming from, but I doubt that's something Jungkook would have even considered. That is exactly my point. My point is that I see where they're all coming from, because this schedule here that I'm showing on screen, it does sound crazy to us now, but when I saw it back in 2022, I was like, this is not that bad. because at least we have BTS and maybe they can release music as six or five or four, maybe not as three, but I do see BTS releasing music as six or five or four. That is the case with other K-pop groups. So I thought maybe they would do the same. They can do solo stuff and also have like an occasional comeback as a group with only some members. Now we know that that is not the case at all. They are not doing like any kind of solo stuff as their priority. The priority is the group. And that is why the big sacrifice is going to the military way earlier than they should. Jungkook can have Jungkook could have had, for example, because he's the youngest, I'm talking about Jungkook, but only because he's the youngest. He could have had Golden and then another album, promote as a solo artist all of these years, become like a huge, huge solo artist around the world, worldwide solo artist. And then BTS comes back and Jungkook could have participated in the comeback as well and then enlist. He didn't have to do all of this now. He didn't have to enlist now. The same with the other younger members. They could have waited for the older members. They could have waited for Jin and then had like a big comeback tour now when they come back. But no, they decided to all go to the military way earlier than they should have. This is a sacrifice. The max my heart could take is 2 by 2. This is what many K-pop groups do. Less risky, and the companies are able to make constant money of the members remaining, which would be detrimental to growth as a group. Yes. So this is why I thought this was going to maybe happen with BTS, because this is the norm in K-pop. In K-pop companies, this is the norm. And I believe, especially when it comes to BTS, they would have been successful. If BTS went this route and they did like their own solo projects and they come back as five or as four from time to time with the remaining members, they would have been successful in my opinion. But no, to them, BTS is such a strong priority that they said, we have to go to the military earlier. We have to reunite as soon as possible. When they really don't have to, guys. They really don't have to. This is something that they decided to do because they want to be in BTS, because they want to promote as BTS, because they want to be part of BTS for a long, long time. Longevity. The group is a priority. I think entering into any agreements, less members, it would make a lot of problems. Yes, but at the same time, it's like the norm for a lot of K-pop groups. And the fact that BTS didn't is a sacrifice because they're going to the military way earlier than they should. Some members, they're going way earlier than they should. But they are going because they want to be part of BTS. And they want BTS, this BTS is really the priority for them because they want BTS to work the best they can. This is from SiriusXM. Jin said, of course, I was greatly proud of them. He talks about the solo projects of the BTS members. Jin says, and I had this innate trust that they'll do a great job. I don't know exactly how they made that effort. And I'm not sure if they know everything I'm working on right now. I don't interfere that much and just trust them. My dear members, let's come back together. What I think about what I think it's interesting on this specific interview is that Jin says, I don't know exactly how they made that effort. So this is just, in my opinion, another proof that it's not like all of the BTS members wanted to be solo artists. In some cases, they really were influenced by J-Hope. J-Hope said, we should all release solo music because of this and this and this, and it will help the group and it will help the synergy as a group, and it will make us a stronger artist. And like Jing is saying, they made that effort. He doesn't know how every single member made that effort, but they all made that effort. And then, okay, so first of all, Jin says, my dear members, let's come back together. So excited for that because we're so, so close to that. Now, here's another thing from Tablo's interview that I think is kind of interesting. Um, so the hosts say, if you know anything about BTS's upcoming activities, please tell us. Please tell us. The other host says, when will full group activities begin? And the caption says, the question the whole world wants to ask. And this is Tablo's response. Um, he says, I really don't know anything. I truly don't know. But I'll just say one thing. These guys are really crazy about music, aren't they? Whenever that we meet, I think 90% of the conversation is about music, always. When you consider that, wouldn't they probably come back with some incredible music? And right away, in order to meet with, uh, and right away, in order to meet their fans, wouldn't they already be conceiving of amazing music? What does he mean by that? And right away, in order to meet their fans, wouldn't they already be conceiving of some amazing music? What does he mean by this? Already working on, talking about. Conceiving just means making. It's mostly used when conceiving a child. I know, but conceiving means making, creating. So he's basically saying, wouldn't they already be making some amazing music? I'm just putting it out there. Because he's talking about how in order to meet their fans right away, wouldn't they be already making some amazing music? It's just something that I find interesting. Maybe it's nothing. Writing, at least, that is my opinion, but I don't know. Not really making, but planning. But planning is a big part of making music. I believe in the group chat. Yeah, probably they're working already on something on the group chat. What I do think though is that, and this is just me speculating, I feel like J Hope is definitely focusing on his tour, and Jin is definitely focusing on his tour. But the other members are not necessarily focusing on anything except from anything artistically. Like they have nothing artistic to work on. They don't have a tour. They don't have an album to promote. They don't have any of that. So maybe they are writing something. And also, let's remember, Yoongi said that at some point he wrote like one song a day. When he has free time, he writes and writes and writes. We know that Namjoon is also writing all the time. So I don't believe that they are just not doing anything music related. I'm pretty sure they bring in from time to time in the military. I do believe so as well. So Yeah, I think that, yeah, that is all. So once again, look at every single time that they mention um, BTS's reunion or the group dynamic or how many times they've talked about BTS lasting for decades. Not just like one big comeback, tour, and goodbye, which is what I'm seeing a lot of people say like is going to happen. Also, I'm seeing that a lot of people are saying that they are going to prioritize their solo projects and they're going to come back every couple of years, very like from time to time. And it's like, you're getting it completely wrong. BTS has said that the priority is BTS forever. Um, Actually, they are not mentioning anything about solo projects, but I do believe that it is like possible because during chapter one, they had solo projects. They had Hope World and August D and Mono. All of those are chapter one solo projects. And I believe like that, they can still release solo music during their comeback when they come back after the reunion. But the priority will always be BTS. Rani, thank you so much for your comment. Entering the Discord chat is harder than getting concert tickets. Help, I may be really dumb. You're not dumb. Um, I don't understand Discord. Someone created it for me, and I still am not sure how it works. So I don't know if someone is here. Yes, Hannah. Hannah is going to add you. Can you please tell me your username? Their username is in the comment. Do you see the comment that is highlighted? It says their ID. Can someone please add them? Because I have no idea how to do that. To sum up, be excited. BTS will be together for many years to come. Yes. Yes. Um why would they make this huge thing about taking a break if they didn't intend on coming back as a group full time? Thank you. Thank you. So many people um with a lot of logic in their comments. Because like I said, this entire section of the sacrifice, if they were not intending on if they didn't intend to have like a comeback and then not just a comeback, but a long lasting career, they wouldn't have done this sacrifice of going all together to the military. They really didn't have to. Like I said, they could have, if they really wanted to prioritize their solo careers, they would have done this and still have BTS. Very like sporadically, like not like a comeback maybe every 3 years or something. I don't know. Um, but no, this really shows that their priority is BTS. They're doing this huge sacrifice to be together as BTS as well. I'm sorry, not as well. To be together as BTS again. Do you really think that they would all go together to the military at the same time just to have one more comeback and one tour and then goodbye? It makes no sense. They are doing all of this just so they can get together again as a group and then have a long lasting career as a group. Bora and everyone, I need to leave. Take care. Bye, Young Lee. And also, that is the end of the live stream. I just wanted to count how many times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. Did I say 15? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27. So they have mentioned their long lasting careers 27 times, and you're still wondering, or I guess I jumped 15. So yeah, 26 times. They have mentioned their long lasting careers, like them wanting them, no, they mentioned wanting to have a long lasting career 26 times, and you're still scared. You're still questioning. I did skip 15. Yeah, I'm not sure how to count. I know how to count, but it's English. So yeah, it's 26 times, not 27. So before I go, one last question because I am curious. When BTS comes back, is that chapter 3 or is chapter 2 continuing? Because I have no idea. When BTS comes back and reunites, is it going to be chapter 3 or it continues chapter 2? Let's do a poll. When BTS comes back, what um, is it going to be? Because Yoongi said that each chapter is around 10 years. But at the same time, other members have said that when they come back, it's going to be like different to this period of time when they are releasing their solo projects. So I'm not sure. I still don't know. I still have no idea. I'm just waiting for them to say something. The majority says chapter 3, but some people say chapter 2. I'm still not I'm still not 100% sure. I feel like the overall sense is going to be like a whole new chapter. So I would say chapter 3. But maybe that is the only exception that is not like 10 years of a chapter. I want BTS to tell me, yes. I am just waiting for them to say something. Um, I'm just waiting for them to say something. I guess we'll see. We're not far away from knowing this. Um, the reunion is very, very close. We're so close to the reunion, so we're not going to have to wait for long. Maybe these past 2 years was 10 years of growth. Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like chapter 2 is so different, or at least chapter 2 when they were in the military, like the military era, the solo era. Um, is going to be so different than the era when they reunite. Even if they continue with solo projects and the group reunion and everything, I don't know. Do they even know? I feel like they don't even know. Because they don't even, I feel like they don't even know. Yeah. So I guess I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And I believe I'm going to start a new stream today for the Discord, but it's going to be a private thing. So yeah, guys, see you guys on Wednesday and hope that everyone is having a great day. Thank you guys. See you.